In the early 1900s, there was a British shipbuilding company. They were called the White Star Line. And in the early 1900s, this British shipbuilding company, the White Star Line, wanted to build the biggest and the most glamorous passenger ship ever. They called them the Olympic class, like the Olympics, the gods, they wanted it to be big and beautiful and incredible. They built 3 ships like this. Can anyone guess the name of one of the ships?
Titanic.
Yes, it was the Titanic. There is a lady named Violet Jessop, and Violet is known as the Queen of Sinking Ships. The better name is Miss Unsinkable. All 3 of those ships that the White Star Line made, these beautiful, giant, safe, luxurious ships, all 3 of them sunk. And Violet Jessop was on all 3 of those ships. And I'm going to tell you her story. Violet Jessop was an Irish girl. She was the oldest of 9 children. That's a story in itself. Her dad dies. Her mom is sick, and she knows that she has to work to help out with the family. She applies for a job as a ship stewardess. Has anyone ever been on a cruise ship before, on a cruise? A stewardess, those are the people that take care of your room. They bring you food, they make your bed, they clean up after you, they just make everything so luxurious and easy. And she's only 17, but she applies for the job and she goes in for the interview. And everything sounds to be still going really well. But then the interviewer says, I think you would do good at this job, except that you are awfully young and pretty. What does that mean? Are they only want not young and not pretty people to work on their ship? And so Violet had to think really quickly. And she said, if you give me this post, I will do my best to be conscientious, a hard worker, and stay away from the men. They give her the job. The first of the 3 ships on the White Star Line is the Oceana, the Olympic. And this is what Violet says about the Olympic. She's on it in 1911, and she's 24 years old, and it's the largest and finest to fly the British flag. She says, I got a thrill every time I walked through the Olympic's beautiful staterooms with all their exquisite woodwork and sumptuous silk furnishings. And yes, Violet did get a marriage proposal from one of the passengers. On the 5th voyage, this beautiful cruise ship is leaving from London to go to New York City. And it's just still in the English harbor when a British warship rams it by mistake. The Olympic is got a big hole in it, and the British ship also has a big hole in the front, and they both limp back to port. They make it safely. Everyone gets off, no injuries. So Violet is waiting for them to fix the ship so she can get her job back. And while she's waiting for them to fix the ship sinks in the harbor. She's out of a job, but the White Star Line writes her a letter and says, we have another ship. It's even bigger. It's even better. Would you like to come work on the Titanic? Would you say to Violet, no, don't get on the ship. You just got on an office ship that was sinking. She was thinking, okay, I need to pay and feed my family, help my mother take care of my younger brothers and sisters. So she says, yes. And this is what she said about the Titanic. She's 1912 and she's 25 years old. There's about 2,000 people on board, and Violet says the Titanic is decidedly grander and improved in every way from the Olympic. Okay, well that's all fine and good. What happens to the Titanic? They hit an iceberg. And the ship starts to sink. And it starts to sink slowly at first. People aren't quite sure what to do. Then it starts to sink faster. And Violet is getting the job of helping the passengers who don't speak English know how to evacuate. So it was a lot of pantomime. So she would, pretend to put on a life vest and show them how to tie it, and then she would tell them to walk over there and then get in the boat and to go down into the water. That was her job. As the boat was sinking, she's pantomiming so that all the people, the passengers who don't speak English, know how to get off the ship. Pretty soon it's her turn. She gets to get into the boat. She gets in the lifeboat. She's in number 16 out of 20. There are only 20 lifeboats for 2,000 people. She gets in one of the boats. And as the boat is being lowered, an officer tosses her a package and says, hey, take care of this for me, okay? She catches it. It's a baby. A living baby is in her. She looks up to see whose baby is this? What do you want me to do? And the officer has already gone on his way. So Violet in the lifeboat has a sweet baby to take care of. The next morning, the rescue ships come, and all the people who were rescued are sitting on the deck in shock. They don't know what to do. They don't know how to act. But Violet does, because she has the baby. Her job is to take care of this baby, make sure the baby gets food. What else does a baby need? Diapers, yes. So Violet is on a mission to make sure the baby gets diapers. And food. And clothes. Little tiny cutie. And then she has a break and she's sitting on the deck taking care of her baby, and a woman walks up, takes the baby from her, glares at her, and then storms away. Doesn't say a word. Violet just thinks, well, maybe that's the mother. I hope that's the mother. Maybe the mother doesn't speak English. She never found out. She never knew what happened to that baby. There were 3 ships in the White Star Line. The Olympic, which got crashed into and sunk. The Titanic, which hit the iceberg and sunk. And the third one was even bigger and better than all those, and safer, and had more lifeboats. It was the Britannica. You might be saying, no, Violet, don't go on the ship. Don't do it, Violet. It's 1916, and there is a war going on. What war was in Europe in 1916? World War I. All right, so there's no passenger ship for her to be a stewardess. But she needs a job. She needs to support her brothers and sisters. So she joins the British Red Cross. What a great person. She trains in medicalness, and she is assigned to the Britannica, the third of the White Star Line ship. Well, that's okay. It's a hospital ship. It's painted white with big red crosses on it. It spends its time going to the Mediterranean and picking up soldiers and sailors that are injured or sick and taking them back to England and taking them to hospitals. So she's working hard on the ship, making sure everyone is healthy and safe, going back and forth. On the 6th time in the Mediterranean, Oh no. Poor Violet. The ship hits a mine. A mine is a floating metal bomb in the water. And if a ship runs into this floating metal bomb, it explodes. It blows a big hole in the Britannica, and this time the ship goes down fast. Violet, poor Violet, she knows what to do. Even before the captain of the ship says anything, she is telling people how to get to the lifeboats. She is ushering people with their life vests to the lifeboats. There are lots of sick and injured men on the boat, and she is helping them get to the lifeboats, putting on a life projector. But the problem is, let me tell you what she says. She finally gets in the lifeboat herself. And she says, we got onto the lifeboats, but the huge propellers were churning and mincing everything around them in the water, like men and boats. My boat was getting nearer and nearer, so I jumped in the water. The captain didn't think to turn off the engine. The propellers were just spinning as fast as they always were. When she jumped in the water, something hit her on the back of the head. It turned out later she actually cracked open her skull. She couldn't see, she couldn't hear, she was so disoriented, but somehow she came up to the surface, and someone pulled her out of the way, and she survived. Ugh. Violet Jessop is the queen of sinking ships. She is Miss Unsinkable. After the war, you would think, Violet, don't go on the ship. Don't go back on the ship. But she does.
She doesn't give up.
No. And she spends the next 42 years of her life as a stewardess with no more sinking, no more accidents, no more mines, no more ships ramming her. She retired from a full career on the ocean. So was she lucky? Was she unlucky? What would you say? What was the secret to her survivor?
All in all, wise. She was very lucky.
Lucky? Lucky? Yeah.
Resourceful.
Wise and resourceful. That is what I think is the secret. She just didn't. Well,
Just didn't give it.
She didn't give in. She fought for her own life, and she fought for the lives of other people on the ships. That's somebody I would like to know. I think that she's an interesting person.
Joy Lab. Learning done right.